BBC wildlife expert Bruce Miller was left fighting for his life in hospital after falling 30 feet from a cliff when his climbing equipment suddenly failed. The 28-year-old researcher who works in the broadcaster's Natural History Unit spent 17 days in a coma and suffered severe brain damage after the catastrophic fall. The incident took place at Avon Gorge, Somerset, in July last year, and after the fall, his friends desperately performed first aid as they waited over 90 minutes for emergency services. Paramedics eventually abseiled down the cliff face to reach Bruce, who was then airlifted to Southmead Hospital. There, he was placed in an induced coma and underwent emergency surgery. Bruce was later transferred to a specialist brain injury unit, where he has remained ever since. Following the accident on July 13, Bruce's parents, Richard and Alison, 59, relocated to Bristol from Bury St Edmunds to be closer to their son during his recovery. According to Richard via Mail Online, "We knew from the outset that it was going to be months or years before he gained some kind of independence again. There has not been a day where he has been on his own since that day, with visits from family and friends." Bruce could finally be released in May, but doctors have warned his family that there could be at least a 3-month gap before community rehabilitation is provided. His friends and family have since set up a GoFundMe page to raise funds to cover the costs of private rehabilitation until community rehab becomes available. Bruce spent 11 weeks in total at Southmead Hospital, where he spent 17 days in a coma. He then underwent a number of grueling operations, including the placement of a shunt to drain fluid that was building up in his brain. After being moved to the specialist brain injury unit, Bruce began his rehabilitation, which included physiotherapy to help him move from sitting to standing and eventually walk. He also endured speech and language therapy to help him speak intentionally and occupational therapy to rebuild his independence.